Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first and the largest online career expo that's ever staged in the city's innovation and technology sector. Now, just to introduce myself, my name is MC Melody Kwan, and I will be with you for the remaining of the week. And so this is actually day 2, very exciting stuff. Now, before we start, let me share some very interesting statistics that we actually found from yesterday, which was day 1. So we actually attracted a global talent from a total of 45 regions, and they actually came to visit our Hong Kong Science Park Virtual Career Expo 2020 on the first day. That was yesterday. And that was the very first career expo virtually that attracted over 10,000, it's 10,000 attendees and also 60,000 page views. That's crazy. This is only day 1, you guys. So everyone come in and join us. And for those of you, if this is the first time that you're here, welcome. And on this virtual platform, besides having over 1,000 career opportunities, that's from more than 150 science park technology companies across the fields like AI and robotics, Fintech, health tech, and smart city. Now, we made it very easy for everyone because we know you're at home right now, or you might be just on your mobile devices. All you have to do is just one click. That's all you have to do. You can do this anytime, anywhere in the comfort of your own home. And we're also presenting you close to 20 webinars that's featuring some very experienced recruiters. We have the INT heavyweights, we got trailblazing startups, and we have industry experts over this whole entire week, because this whole event actually runs until March 31st. So everyone stay tuned and get ready with me to say hello to your future and take your career to a whole new level where you're going to be ahead of the game. Now, with me in this session, everyone, let's get ready. I know you're at home, but let's give that big round of virtual applause to Mr. KC Tsui. He's the Chief Operating Officer of Cryptoblock, and he will be talking to us today about Fintech, your springboard to business opportunities. Everyone, let's welcome KC Tsui. Thank you so much, KC, for being with us. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Just a little bit of introduction about myself. My name is KC Tsui. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Cryptoblock. In a moment, I'll talk about our company, but maybe a few points about myself first. I've about 20 years of working experience, majority of them gained from working for HSBC. My role at HSBC were on technology management and also more recently with the innovation team. Looking at bringing innovation, technology, fintechs into the bank, and also looking into finding investment opportunities into the fintech community. And I joined Cryptoblock about 9 months ago. Cryptoblock is a new startup. We started in about 2017, so we are close to 3 years old now, 2.5 plus. And we started off at Science Park all along with 7 people, and now we've grown to 40 people. Our main focus is working on deploying blockchain solutions to specific areas. Particularly, we focus on bringing blockchain solution to trade finance, insurance, and central bank digital currency. You might have heard about the announcement from Hong Kong MA and Bank of Thailand about the cross-border digital currency as well. Maybe a few words about our company. We started this company with a view to rationalize IT with cryptography and blockchain. And as the name implies, we are into blockchain and crypto. Our 2 founders, actually, they started off with their career, and then they came together and worked for S3 for a period of time on basic research on various topics, particularly on blockchain. And they realized there's a huge opportunity to bring this particular technology to the community and hopefully able to benefit the society with the introduction of this particular technology. To me, I think introducing technology itself or innovation is the key to the future. So if you are into technology, do not be afraid to try it out.
Definitely. And you're definitely the guy to go to, because you just mentioned that was like kind of your mini profile right there. I'm sure all of us were listening, and definitely Casey's the guy to go to. Now, I actually have a few questions now that you gave like a little intro. I actually want to know like actually a few things. Now, I understand that you gained a lot of like very extensive experience from the traditional bank before. And also now you're you're just kind of like translating some of the know-how or some of the experience that you have to Cryptoblock. Now, kind of what motivated you to make this jump? Because it's actually quite a big change. And like, why this company in particular? I'm nosy.
Right. Yeah. To me, in my past role, as I said earlier on, I'm more into technology management and also introduction of innovation solutions into the bank. But this is more like a consultancy type of work. I want to see something in action, and I came across Cryptoblock when I was doing my scouting around, and I believe Cryptoblock is a very strong company with innovative solutions, and I want to see actions. That's why I jumped over and joined Cryptoblock.
Right. And I guess with your professional expertise, you kind of have like that foresight, and you can actually kind of see the potential in it. So that's why you're willing to make that change. That's my guess. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. And also, I also want to know, what kind of impact have you seen, have you personally seen Fintech have on the banking and also in to the finance industry? What have you seen in that regard?
Sure. Yeah, a huge impact. To start with, Fintech is a disruptor to the whole banking industry, primarily because Fintech, they have invested heavily on a specific technology that for banks, they won't be able to do it themselves. Fintech can work with the bank, for the bank, to jumpstart their technology stack, if you like, but at the same time, they are a disruptor as well, because Fintechs tend to go out and meet the customer directly, whereas banks, they might have that process somewhat like more bureaucratic, if you like, while Fintech is more agile.
Right. So you're kind of taking, I guess, can I say it's more like the best of both worlds? Is that what you're trying to do right there?
Well, for me, I still have connections in the banks, and I now have see all the actions, the products, how it is being manufactured, how we create the solution for customers. Yeah, I enjoy it very much.
Now, this next question kind of relates to this. Now, can you actually give us a few examples of some of the jobs or even the potential job opportunities that were actually bought by Fintech that have never existed before, or even something that you didn't foresee before? Can you give us some examples of that?
Sure. If you look at the job website today, innovation lead, for example, is something that doesn't exist maybe a couple of years ago.
Sorry, what was that? What was it?
Innovation lead.
All right, innovation leads.
Yeah. Or more technical roles like AI specialist or data scientist. Virtually, it doesn't exist a few years ago, but now it becomes commonplace. Every organization would like to bring AI, data science into their organization. And sooner or later, you'll see a blockchain specialist in the mix as well.
So I guess in a way, the bar is also set higher, and also it's a bit more diversified as well, because it kind of got wider, but it got more difficult as well. Is that right? Am I interpreting right?
Yeah, I would say it is the evolution of the industry and evolution of technology. 10 years ago, people talk about maybe object-oriented programming and the like is the talk of the town, but now it evolve and change into adapting to the technology landscape, if you like. But I think the industry will continue to grow. New roles will keep on creating, and just if you are into technology, make sure you understand where the trend is going and equip yourself with the right skills.
Right. Now, with that in mind, what skills, like what new skills do you need to actually survive and thrive in this financial sector in the years ahead? Do you see any like we just talked about, like, how it kind of got diversified and things kind of like there's new things that we never foresee. But in terms of the skill set, what do you think are the basic prerequisites, so to say, in this new age that's coming up, in your opinion?
Yeah, funny enough, technology itself, since it is evolving, it's a moving target. But there are some basic, as you put it, Melody, as you put it, there are some basic quality that I believe is going to be useful no matter where you are, which industry you work for.
Right.
The ability to understand and communicate. I think that this is a basic. You just need to able to understand what your customer tells you. You have the technical mind to create a solution for your customer, and you'll be able to tell your customer what the solution is.
Right.
Anything that is missing in these three different aspects of quality, you will lose your customer quickly. So I think if you want to be successful in any role, be able to understand, comprehend the what your customer tells you, and also you'll be able to communicate.
Okay, so that's actually right. That's kind of like a general logic. I guess it can apply to a lot of things because, after all, at the end of the day, we're working with humans, right? So be it blockchain, crypto, whatever. Like that's actually the technology, or it's actually the product itself. But we're dealing with people, so that basic core is still very important, right? Now, I'm actually looking at some questions that's coming in from our audience. Should we get a few of them? I'll just kind of read them out just in order and kind of go through them one by one. Now, someone said, I'm really interested in fintech industry. However, I do not have a finance background. What skills do I need to possess in order to join a fintech company? Oh, good question.
Right. Yeah, if you do not have industrial domain knowledge of a particular industry, I think that's okay. With the quality I just mentioned in mind, you'll be able, if you're able to come up with creative solutions, i.e. you are creative enough, maybe by bringing your experience in using different apps, different portals into the company, and you keep an open mind and help the company to shape the product. I think this is increasingly you'll see something like a product owner or product designer will be needed in all fintech companies. So you don't necessarily need to be the one well equipped with a particular domain knowledge, for example, banking.
That's very interesting because I like when the reason why I said it was a good question is because I'm like, so does that mean people don't have that background can apply to it? To the job overall, but then they have their own skill sets, right? So it's what they can contribute to the overall product because everyone's working as a team. So I guess not everyone have to possess the exact same skill set. Good point.
Yeah.
Thank you. And now let's move on to the second question. Someone is asking, what's the most challenging aspect for fintech startups in Hong Kong?
I'll name a couple. Funding source definitely is one of the challenge for fintechs. You have an idea, you want to create it, but maybe if you take too long to create your solution, your funding will run out. And if you have a solution but you do not do not hit the right investment partners at the right time, that will kill off your solution, kill off the company. But the other thing I would say for fintech companies, people need to bear in mind you are not alone. When you start your company, maybe it's just you and your friend. But as your company grows, you're recruiting more people, then some people issue will come in and you need to know how to handle working relationships with different people. You have to always keep an open mind and be open to any suggestion and challenge to your original idea. And I think if you are able to accommodate that challenge, get over the discussion and come up with a good solution that everybody is happy with, then maybe your company stand a better chance of succeeding.
Right. So which kind of actually related to our talk points just about a couple minutes ago, again, is dealing with people. The soft skills and the hard skills, you need both of them, but you have to bear in mind that it is people that we're catering to. Very good. Now, and so everyone at home, make sure you're taking notes. Now, moving on, the next one, it says, how do you find Science Park a good place to start your fintech development? I guess they kind of want to know about how that is like a support or a resource. Can you share about that?
Sure. Yeah, we actually Cryptoblock benefits a lot from Science Park. We are given an office. We joined the incubation program. We get a lot of support from Science Park, ranging from advice on some legal issues, on giving us advice on filing patents that protect our intellectual property. There are a huge number of companies in Science Park that we are able to mingle with, talk with, and maybe find the right partner that can help us to move to the next level of our solution deployment and make our company more successful.
Right. And I know that like for HKSTP, we're actually quite famous for being like a very good ecosystem for these individuals and companies to actually grow and thrive in. So definitely something for you to look into. So what Casey just mentioned is pretty much like a taster, but that's the tip of the iceberg. So definitely look into what it is that we have to offer. Now, some very good questions coming in. Now, someone's asking, are fresh grads welcome? And also, what skills do you expect from that of a fresh grad?
Right. Yeah, fresh graduates are definitely a welcome. But us being a technology company, primarily we look for people with the right engineering background, i.e. computer science or related background. We develop solutions that we do with programming. So first and foremost, we look for people with Java development skill. That's one side, that's the technical. On non-technical side, we do have our business development team. We do have our own user experience, user interface design team, and we have our other support team as well. So if you're in other non-engineering background and you are happy with go out and meet customer and find out their needs and pain points and translate that into a user requirement, you're most welcome to come in as well.
Wow, thank you. So I hope that answers your question for this individual right there for our fourth question. Now, this is the last one because we're a little bit out of time. I know there's a lot of questions coming in. I'll try to go through as much as possible. Now, for the last one, how do you describe the working culture in Cryptoblock? And yeah, can you share a little bit so that people have kind of like a general picture of what it's like, the company culture?
Yeah. If I were to sum up, I would say open and fun to work at Cryptoblock. Open being, we have an open plan office. We just moved into our new office a few months ago, and we asked our colleagues to come to suggest how we organize our office, particularly the play area. So they volunteer a lot of ideas on what equipment we should purchase for the play area. So I would say, yeah, it is a very open culture. Everybody can walk up to anybody to suggest an idea. The CEO doesn't mind, myself doesn't mind, the CTO doesn't mind as well. And the same applies to everybody. So it's a very harmonious working environment, and we respect each other.
Wow, it sounds like a great place to be in. Actually, you know, I noticed this is a trend for like the recent years. When people say work, it's more like a lifestyle now. So what you just described right there, it sounds a lot like a very desirable lifestyle to me, as opposed to the traditional so-called work. Wow, thank you so much for sharing that. And Casey, thank you so much. It's been a true pleasure to have you with us today. Everyone at home, please give them a big virtual round of applause. And thank you once again for being with us, Casey. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and everyone, now this wraps up our webinar session for FinTech, your springboard to business opportunities. And for those of you who would like to recap some of the takeaways, the recorded version is actually available throughout our virtual career and expo. That is for those of you who actually came in the middle as well, so you can actually watch that later. Now we're going to take a 10-minute break, and coming up after our break, we have other topics that are in line. Now the next one is Ace Your CV. That is by Sebastian Zhang. He's a Associate Manager from Michael Page International Hong Kong Limited. So everyone stay around, make sure you browse around at our virtual lobby. Come back in 10 minutes. Be sure you do not miss the next talk that we have. And also, if you have any questions or any inquiries or just need any technical assistance, please do contact us at hksp@vfairs.com. That's VFAIRS.com. All right, everyone, stay tuned. See you in 10 minutes in our next webinar.